lady who is an ICU nurse, 30 years, goes out, and that's not enough, she becomes a mental health counsellor. Imagine that. How much service can anyone give to community to go out and double your career? I'd like you to put your hands together in a big cheer for BJ Murray.
Hi, Newcastle. It's great to see you all here. And can I just start by saying congratulations to Jason for his United Australia Party candidate. You could not get a better candidate, as you can see, more politically motivated and more educated, and is going to drive that election and that win for United Australia Party. So congratulations, Jason.
Thank you.
It's well done. So I am a United Australia Party member as well. So I joined the party a few months ago, but I actually voted for Clive and the United Australia Party in his first election because I was so sick of Liberal and Labor just mandating everything and being the only parties, the only choices, and I wasn't happy then. So, you know, for a long time I've been really disillusioned with the political scene that we find ourselves in. So I was an ICU nurse, and I'm a nurse. I started nursing when I was 19, and when I was, had enough of the physical side of nursing, I retrained in counselling and psychology. So I do have a foot in both camps, and it's very interesting in the times that we're seeing now about physical health and mental health and the crossover in that. And, what I see is absolutely terrible. It's people are unwell. They're not getting the right advice, and they're scared because of it. They're following what the government says, and the government isn't giving you the right advice. We all know that. We know that they're lying to us. We know that there's other treatments for COVID that they haven't let us have, and they've banned them. So there is lots that we'll be able to do in the future about getting rid of COVID. And as you know, there's some nations that have gotten rid of COVID already because they've had early treatment options.
That's right, absolutely. We learn about Japan, we learn about the state of Uttar Pradesh in India, we learn about Indonesia. These are countries of hundreds of millions of people, and they're using proven protocols that even in Australia, our own Professor Thomas Borody was the one that came up with it.
Yep,
and he's not allowed to publicise that protocol.
Yeah.
Why would that be the case?
Well, we know that if there's early treatment protocols, that people will not actually have to go to hospital. Thomas Borody, Professor Borody on the North Shore, says there will be no deaths. Hardly any people will die from COVID if there was early treatment protocols. So you can't state it any more clearly that this is crimes against humanity. All the people that we have had die, and of course there is going to be some people that die. As an ICU nurse, every year people die of the flu, but we don't have it on the media telling us 5 people died of the flu today in Hornsby ICU, which is where I worked for 10 years. That's right. So it's not being publicised correctly.
So people die, that's obvious. When you look at the numbers and the statistics of what's going on, should we be vaccinating people, children, with this experiment?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It makes no sense whatsoever. And as a medical person, the risk to benefit ratio is nil. There is no benefit at all because they are not at risk. So that's how in the old world we would have looked at things. We also would have looked at it on an individual basis because maybe there is some high-risk children that have comorbidities or respiratory diseases in the background that might benefit from a treatment to help them stay well. But because the government have stopped the doctor-patient relationship, we aren't even able to get assessed individually for our own health needs. So that is the state of what we're doing at the moment.
Absolutely. Now, from a mental health counselling perspective, this is the hidden real pandemic, isn't it, is mental health and how it's affecting people. What do you know about it that you can tell us?
Yeah, it is a hidden epidemic, and even before the pandemic, there just isn't enough services out there. So I've been affected by these mandates personally. I've lost my job because I wouldn't follow the mandates. That's only happened very recently. My job,